Okay, so once again, thank you so much for the continuously support. Please again subscribe my video. This is my video 2, the part 2 of our lesson on constitutional legal basis for professional teachers. Now we are here on Article 4. Article 4 consists of the teacher and the profession. So Article 4, Section 1 states that every teacher shall actively ensure that teaching is the noblest profession and shall manifest genuine enthusiasm and pride in teaching as a noble calling. You know what? Teaching is a gift, right? For me, we will not become teachers if we are not called by God. Kasi, remember, teaching is a ministry. So, in Article 4, Section 1, teaching should be a noblest profession. Oh, saan ka pa? Diba? Section 2 of Article 4, every teacher shall uphold the highest possible standards of quality education, shall make the best preparation for the career of teaching, and shall be at his best at all times and in the practice of his profession. So as teachers, we should provide quality education to our students, right? So we should uphold the highest possible standards of quality education. Now, the question is, what is quality education? So when we say quality education, ganito lang. Making sure that the basic education is really solid. So please take note, hindi liquid. Okay? Making solid because if it is not solid, it affects the quality of secondary education. Kapag mahina yung foundation natin sa mga bata, there is a poor education. So if secondary education is poor, then the person goes to college unprepared for college work. And remember, and if he is allowed to graduate again with a poor quality college education, he goes to university, professional education, even more unprepared. So sometimes, no, nakakahiya man din, pero kung saan ang galing yung estudyante sa kanilang school, tapos hindi tinuruan, hindi binigyan ng quality education, sometimes it affects the product. No? So thank you so much, Eleni Higado, for watching po Heart Heart. Thank you, friend. So there are two basic methods of ensuring quality education. Actually, ganito lang. Um, we have for the faculty development. If we are surrounded with competent faculty, why not? There is the quality education. Student development, meaning we can give the best that we can to our students. School facilities, meaning we are complete 100% functional facilities, and even the administrative function. So again, shout out to aking friend Eleni Higado Cordero. Now let's proceed with Article 4, Section 3. Every teacher shall participate in the Continuing Professional Education or CPE program of the Professional Regulation Commission or PRC and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency, enhance the prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be nationally and internationally competitive. Kaya nga ngayon, si teachers, actually we cannot renew our license, yung aming license, if wala kulang kami sa seminars and trainings. It's because it's for our professional growth. Next, so why we should have that? According to published Supreme Court case, schools can set high standards of efficiency for its teachers since quality education is a mandate of the Constitution. So we should give support our teachers so that we can provide the quality education. So the security of tenure cannot be used to shield competent. So kahit magastos, may seminar, go join tayo. It's because for our professional growth na linya. Section 4 of Article 4, every teacher shall help if duly authorized to seek support from the school but shall not make improper misinterpretation, misrepresentation through personal advertisement and other questionable means. Actually, we can seek support from our school if we are duly authorized. Section 5 of Article 4, it is said that every teacher shall use the teaching profession in a manner that makes it dignified means of earning a decent living. Actually, every teacher, we can use our teaching profession to have a decent earning. Kasi syempre naman kung teacher tayo in the community, dapat we should have also the decent living. Pakita din natin na yung tayo as teachers, hindi rin tayo parang nakakaawa, but we will serve as the role model. Now, let's proceed with Article 5 of the legal basis or the Code of Professionalism. Article 5 entitled The Teacher and the Teaching Community. So, discuss naman natin yung mga teaching community natin. Section 1 of Article 5 said that professional loyalty, mutual confidence, and faith in one another, self-sacrifice for the common good, and full operation with colleagues support one another. So, in our teaching community, we should support one another. Kaya nga ako, to be honest, I am very proud of my school. It's because we have the unity, supporting each other. There's a full cooperation, and sometimes we have self-sacrifice for the common good. Section 2, refrain from claiming credit or work not of his own and give due credit for the work of others which he may use. So kung hindi natin credit, wag natin ipagmayabang kung hindi sa atin yung work. It should be credit to the one na nag-sacrifice talaga ng work. And thank you kasi wala pa man din akong kilalang ganun inaangkin yung work ng ibang teachers. Okay, section 3, organize and leave to his successors such records and other data as are necessary to carry on the work before leaving. Kaya nga sabi natin, our table should be organized. And kung may magsunod man, it should be leave to the successor. Kung mag-leave tayo or even meron tayong assignment na ibibigay, it should be dapat magandang pagka-transfer sa yung susunod sa atin. Article 5, Section 4 shall keep confidential information concerning associate and the school and shall not divulge to anyone documents which has not been officially released or remove records from files without official permission. So it should be the records from the school should be kept confidential. Tandaan niyo siya. So kami talagang sagrado. Section 5 or Article 5, seek correctives for what may appear to be an unprofessional and ethical conduct of any associates. However, if there is incontrovertible evidence for such conduct. So kung ano ba nagkamali tayo as teachers, we should seek some correction or correctives. Section 6 of Article 5, submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism against an associate, preferably in writing, without violating any right of the individual concerned. So for a teacher, siyempre, in an organization, hindi maiwasan yung may mga criticism. But make sure you should submit to the proper authorities any justifiable criticism. Ang totoo na naman talaga yun against our associates. So you can write that in a form of writing. Article 5, Section 7 may apply for a vacant position for which he is qualified, provided that they respect the systems of selections on the basis of merit and competence, provided further that all qualified candidates are given the opportunity to be considered. So, for example, there is a promotion or a vacant position, anybody can apply as long as they met the requirements. And all candidates should be given a chance to be ranked. And for example, kung hindi talaga sa inyo, then accept it. Now, let's proceed with, ano na ba, ilang article ito? Article 6. Okay. That's from Article 6. Okay. Article 6, the teacher and the higher authority in the profession. Section 1, make an honest effort to understand and support the legitimate policies of the school and the administration regardless of personal feeling or private opinion and shall faithfully carry them out. So yung sinasabi nating trabaho lang, walang personal. We should make an honest effort to understand. And kahit na galit ka pa sa boss mo or sa mga colleagues mo, we should have the support the legitimate policies of the school and the administrative and administration. Section 2 of Article 6 shall not make any false accusation or charges against superiors, especially under anonymity. However, if there are valid charges, he should represent such under oath to competent authority. So please take note, we should love our administrator since we shall not make any false accusation or charges against superior. Nag-stop tayo. So, nawala yung signal, but the videos are still continue pa rin tayo. So, basic steps in filing a complaint. Paano ba? So, for example, you're a teacher. First, you should start it in writing. Then, you pass that on subject coordinators, academic matters, and then to the principal. So, meron tayo tinatawag na grievance committee, the faculty club president, the PTA president, SSG president, and the other. And after that, after the principal's office, you can go to the division superior, and then district supervisors, meron. Next, division superintendent, and then after that, the regional director and the DepEd secretary. So for Article 6, Section 4, has a right to seek redress against injustice to the administration and shall raise grievances within acceptable democratic processes, shall avoid jeopardizing the interest and the welfare of learners whose right to learn must be respected. So actually, we can complain. We have the right to complain. Section 5, we have the right to invoke the principle that appointments, promotions, and transfer of teachers are made only on the basis of merit and needed in the interest of the service. So nandito lahat. You just motivate yourself to understand it. Section 6, a teacher who accepts a position assumes a contractual obligation to live up to his contract, assuming full knowledge of employment terms and conditions. So in addition, for your information, here are the procedure on the appointment and promotion of teaching related teaching and non-teaching position. So number one, it should be published vacant position. Yung tama. Announce the vacant position and post it in at least three conspicuous places and the DepEd schools concerned for at least 15 working days. Then, there should be a list of applicants. Conduct preliminary evaluation of the qualification of all applicants. Number 5, prepare selection lineup which shall reflect the qualifications of all applicants. Number 6, post in 3 conspicuous places for at least 15 calendar days, indicate the date of posting. Number 7, notify all applicants for the outcome of the preliminary evaluation. Yun siya. 8, submit the selection lineup to the personal selection board for deliberation and bank. Number 9, conduct further assessment with an exam, skills test, interview, and others. And 10, submit to the appointing authority the short list of 5 ranking candidates. So again, composition of personnel selection board. In the division level, the chairman should be the assistant school division superintendent. The members are head of the school where vacancy exists, admin officer 5, admin officer 2 or HRMO 1, president of division DepEd employees, union, faculty association, non-teaching association. Para at least yung mga nanonood ngayon, alam nyo na kung sino yung mag-rank sa inyo. For secondary level naman, chairperson is the principal or the school head. The members are department head where vacancy exists, administrative officer, and president of Teachers Association. For non-teaching, the chairperson would be the principal or school head. Members are the 2 department heads, admin officer, president of employees, assistant, and president of non-teaching association. So again, thank you for listening. Please do subscribe my YouTube channel, Secretary Marky, and share and like. Thank you so much, Mama.